City won the treble. Welcome back to another video, another watch along. Manchester City. Let me just make sure I'm in focus. Am I in focus? I'm not. A little bit out of focus. City are about to play Atletico Madrid in their final pre-season game ahead of the Community Shield. Are you all good? Are you all well? I don't know if it's going to go or kick off or not because the pitch looks an absolute mess. But as we're currently sat here, things are set. It is going to go ahead, apparently, in about 10 minutes or so. I don't know if it will do or not. I don't know what the pitch is going to be like. I don't know if it's going to be chaos. But I'll be here anyway, chatting to you wonderful people. And I hope you don't mind if I drink my coffee at the same time. Is that all right with you guys? Because I'm absolutely... I need a coffee. I'm knackered today. Absolutely knackered. You all well? I will be watching this game over on Recast. By the way, there'll be a link in the description. You do have to pay a few quid for it, but obviously you're going to get an insight into what our team could be for the Community Shield game and maybe next season as well. So go and click that link in the description. If you're looking for someone to watch it, you can watch it over on Recast. I've been away for a few days as well. I'm sorry. There's been no videos. I was in Wales with the family, which was nice. Had a couple of days down near Cardigan Bay, which was a cracking time. And I really, really enjoyed it. But I'm glad to be back here with you guys, you know, chatting football and all that kind of stuff. I can't wait to get going, basically. I've just noticed a bit of a typo down there, you know. I've got Edison's name covered by some weird thing going on. Let me just sort that out down there. What's going on down there? But either way, are you all good? Are you well? What's your make? I'm sorry, I'm trying to wake up still. I'm so groggy today. I know it's like 12:30, but trust me, long few days. There we go. Let's get going. What do you make of the team? It's a really strong team. Hello to who we got in the chat? Let me have a look. Put your hand up if you're in the chat. What's going on there with the lineup? See it there at the bottom. It's got like, I don't know what's going on there with it, with the random thing over the P and lineup. What's causing that? I'm going to zoom in on Photoshop where I edit it and see what's going on down there. I don't know what's causing that out there, lads. Absolutely zero idea. We will see. I'll re-export the lineup there to make sure it's not being strange. Either way, this is a strong lineup, isn't it? The actual lineup is a strong one. Apparently, it's going to kick off very, very soon. I'm refreshing Twitter. It'll always be Twitter, by the way, not that X nonsense. I'm refreshing Twitter constantly to check to see if the game's going ahead or not. It'd be nice to know, wouldn't it? Who have we got in the chat? We've got Kushraj Singh, Daniel Harris Colton, my man. Oscar Wolverine Scratch, my man. Jules Andy, all these people are my man. Anne, Riley, Kari, Mark, Protagonist Fian family, Andy Bennett. Gaming Vanessa, Riley, my man, you good? You're all the people these days. When are you coming to South Africa? I am not, mate. Unfortunately, I'm not. I would love to come to South Africa, but I am not coming there because I can't afford to. Simple as that. And I do not have the energy or time, unfortunately. Is the game starting or not? That is the question. Now, I'm currently looking at the live feed over on Recast, and I can see they've got everything ready ceremoniously. They've got all like the banners out and all that kind of stuff, so it looks like it's going to happen. Mark with the first super chat of the day. Mark, my friend, saying, "Love you, Steve, but I hate that kit. Mrs. got me it, and I'm not exactly happy with her for it. It's my least favourite City jersey ever." Oh, mate, unlucky. Oh, well, do you know what? All City kits, even a bad City kit is a good City kit. You know, look at it that way. And something tells me you're going to see some special things in this kit. I genuinely think you will do, so you got to just believe in it, mate. You got to believe in it, Mark. You got to believe in it. Oh, I forgot I could do that. I can give you a big old light next to it. Oh, Mark, well, at least you got it, mate. I sort of like it, pal. I think it's... I like it, man. I like it. The game hasn't started yet. I'll bring the team up on the screen right now. I'll go over to Man City's Twitter to bring it up a little bit more clearly. Of course, I've got it scrolling across the bottom. But it's nice to see it. Nice to see it in a more kind of traditional sense. Here we go. There's the team there for you. Edison, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Laporte. Laporte, of course, playing like left back there. With Walker as captain. Stones and Diaz. Stones obviously stepping to midfield. Rodri, Bernardo, Phil Foden, Grealish, Alvarez, Haaland. They've got this listed as Alvarez as a winger. I don't think it'll be that. I think one of Foden or Bernardo will be out wide with Alvarez behind Haaland. If I was to guess, it would be probably Foden out on the right potentially. It might be Bernardo. It might be that we've gone for we go for, either way, that Rodri, Bernardo, Foden midfield is great fun, isn't it? But Bernardo is going to sit alongside Rodri, I reckon, with Alvarez or Foden ahead of him. But I think one of them is going to be play out wide. I can't see, can anyone else not see Alvarez as a winger? Like, he doesn't seem like a winger to me entirely, so, yeah, I can't see it. I can't see him out there. I probably could afford, well, I suppose you could afford South Africa. I don't think you realise how skint I am right now, mate. I booked this little Wales couple of days in a cottage for ages ago. And now I'm broke, but I needed it. It's on a credit card, basically, so. Put it on a credit card because I probably won't take the little guy to South Africa. He's only 9 months old, it's a bit too much. One day, though, maybe, when I'm a bit older, I'll get over there. It'd be great fun as well. The players are out in the tunnel. In the home kit. Sorry, a little bit sniffly today. The players they're in the home kit. Foden there. Foden's hair looks a little bit longer than usual. I like it. Anyone else would love it if Phil Foden grows his hair out. That's a really weird observation, but it'd be really cool. This team, though, by the way, what do we make of this team? Then, of course, on the bench, we've got a whole bunch of players. We've got Ortega, Carson, of course, Calvin Phillips and Nathan Ake, Joao Cancelo, Kovacic. Apparently, actually, I saw online that De Bruyne, Ake, and Palmer aren't involved today. They're listed, but they're not involved today. Of course, you've got Kanji, Gomez, Peroni, Bob, Lewis, McAtee as well. So you can tell that this is basically a team that that City feel could line up in the Community Shield. I can't believe the support out over there, by the way. It's mental, isn't it? Now, of course, I was in Seoul a couple of years ago myself. Was it last year? No, it was last year. I was in Seoul last year. And the fandom out there is amazing. Like, when they love something, they truly love it. And I absolutely loved my time out there. And I met a few people like Sirkin, if you're watching, mate, you're an absolute legend, who was the chairman of the Seoul Supporters Club. And I had a great time. And one thing that struck me is how much they love football. They absolutely love football out there. So City are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can't deny that, like, the reach that City have got these days is just massive, man. It's absolutely huge. I would guess the game's about to kick off inside the next 5 minutes or so. They've been delaying it, I reckon. Don't forget, you can catch it on Recast. The link in the description if you're looking for somewhere to watch it. And I do think it'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to this, man. Looking forward to it. I've got a feeling like we're seeing a potential lineup against Arsenal. Bernardo Silva. Yeah, but I love Bernardo's buzz cut. I think he's going to stay, by the way. Of course, I'm not chatting to you about Mahrez going and stuff like that. Now, Mahrez, of course, has finally left. And that's not a surprise to anyone, of course. Mahrez' legacy is ridiculous. I mean, he leaves behind an absolute reign of terror, doesn't he, in a Manchester City shirt? Goals and assists and big moments, absolutely loads. And we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him in Manchester City. And, of course, we do need a replacement. I do suspect we will sign a replacement. The only difficult thing is the market is difficult. It's dry for right wingers, and City aren't want to sign a player for the sake of it. Unless it was a bargain, like a Kanji was, where they're like, what, that's a bargain, go get him in. Largely, they sign players that they feel that are a level. Even then, Kanji was at the level too, actually. But they try and sign players that they feel that are at a level to improve Manchester City Football Club if they can. I'm really loving that new home kit, by the way. Looks class, doesn't it? Got some good kits this year, I reckon. Looking forward to the away one as well. It is going ahead then, by the looks of it. Did anyone see that tweet I did about I was in Wales and I saw City shirts everywhere? I wasn't lying, it was mad. I'm sure you probably noticed it too. Let me know if you have in the comments, but when I was there, I was in touristy destinations, of course, because I'm a tourist from the Northwest, and it probably might have just been people from the Northwest, I don't know, England, it might have just been Manx or whatever, or people on holiday, but I did see so many City shirts, and particularly the third kit from last season, the bright, luminous one. I saw kids wearing that with Haaland haircuts, it was crazy. I saw a few of them, just all dressed as mini Haalands, kids are absolutely obsessed with him, man. He's an absolute superstar. And it could be that they're just Haaland fans, I know it, but I never used to see that. It's absolutely changed. And I guarantee there'll be loads of kids next year, during this next year, wearing this kit with Haaland on the back. Cheers, wife. It'll absolutely happen. 100%. The change in the City side is ridiculous. Guys, please hit the like button if you don't mind. Help support the channel. Let's get those likes up. I've got a bit of a runny nose today, so I promise you, when I blow my nose, I'll mute the mic at very least, you know. So is that a deal? Are we all right with that, you know? There we go, you know. Hopefully you would have heard nothing from that. Haaland's a superstar, any man. Like, how do you think we're lining up? How do we all think we're lining up for this one? I think it'll be Foden out wide. Do you know what I hate? Absolutely hate this trend of like putting the team by numerical order, but they never do with the goalkeeper for obvious reasons. So why not do it? They are players. Excuse me. Not 100% today. If I carry on feeling rough, I'll have to probably cancel the watch along. Look, for now, I can't crack on. I'm definitely not 100%. But see you about to kick off. Kyle Walker, chat, will he stay or not? Let me know. Danny reckons no one else is going. The only thing I would have thought is that if Bayern was going, like, Bayern would get Walker. They've been out there doing it. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't agreed already. They were literally together, weren't they? You know what I mean? They were there working on it, and, like, to me, I thought it would have been done already. And the match is about to start, I reckon. Don't forget you can catch it live on Recast. This is just a watch long. I'm not showing the game here. I can't show the game here, you know. It's obviously illegal. But I will be chatting about the game, and you can catch it over on Recast. It's a weird summer, innit, with players wanting to move, but City just having too much in the way of value for them. It's so weird seeing Aspilicueta and Soyuncu at Atletico, by the way. I guarantee you, by the way, Simeone will turn Soyuncu into a world-class defender. He was very good at one point, wasn't he? Right, run away. I think Foden's out wide. On the right. Oh, Mark, I've not got time to get pissed anymore, mate. Too many responsibilities and too much work to do. I wish, pal. I think I've been pub once since Ruben was born. So I think Phil, is he playing central, Phil? No, I think Phil is playing midfield. I think he's playing midfield with... No, Phil's playing out wide, actually, on the right. I can't actually work out the formation. I wonder what format... It's a huge move for Soyuncu. A fair play. Hit the like button if you want a Foden hat-trick, says Colton. Yeah, I think Foden's playing right winger. This is obviously Pep's plan post Mahrez. I've got to put it out on Twitter, see what people reckon. The game has started, by the way. We are a minute and a half in. I'm trying to see if there's anything different happening, you know, in terms of the actual formation and so on. I think it's pretty standard. All right, we've got a free kick going from deep, and we're playing it from deep as well, actually, which is very unmanned City. A long free kick. Nice ball to Stonesy. See you later. Say goodbye to the missus. She's gone out with the little guy. Oh, love. Oh, nearly. Oh, nearly nice 1-2 between Bernardo and Haaland. Didn't quite come off, and it's dropped to Alvarez, who's blasted it over the bar. I like the font again, by the way, the back of the shirt. Not as nice as the Japanese font, but it's good fun. So lovely football between Bernardo, Foden, and Haaland that fell to Alvarez. He's blasted it over. Has everyone got a picture on City Plus, by the way? Someone said they haven't got it for me on Twitter. I got it's working fine on Recast. It does feel like a 3-5-2, doesn't it, maybe? Nah, Foden's on the right, definitely. Or is it like a triangle, 4-4-2? It's like a diamond, isn't it, maybe? What does everyone reckon the window will look like at the end of it? So do you think we're going to sign Amara's replacement? Do you think we'll get a Kyle Walker replacement if he goes? Will Laporte actually leave Cancelo? I don't think Cancelo will be here. I think the City will accept a loan for him. I don't think he should be here either, for what it's worth. I know that sounds really... Colton's asked a question about getting his head sorted. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't trust him. I think he's too long in the tooth, and he's been around for too long to not show who he truly is. Oh, lucky Jack. Oh! God, that would be great, wouldn't it, Paul? I don't think we're going to sign him, unfortunately. I would love signing back at Man City. I know not everyone would, but I would, personally. I love Leroy. I think he's matured as well and grown up quite a bit. City pressing nicely here. We've been the better team so far, definitely. Oblak, you're not Edison, pal. With a pass there. Straight out of play from Oblak. Aspilicueta is old, man, isn't he? Like, I can't believe like they're keeping him. They brought him back. Atletico to Spain. I mean, he's not a bad squad addition, I guess, but he's old. What are you doing, Laporte, mate? Why did Laporte act like that was a bad pass? That was a perfectly good pass there, Merrick. It was a good pass, that. Laporte, like, didn't go for it, weirdly. People not getting the game on City Plus. Bernardo's world class, and Paul Anthony. He's a City. Look, to be honest, the only thing that's a shame is that all this stuff hasn't happened, you know, secretly about him wanting to go, because it sort of doesn't. It sours it a little bit, doesn't it? You know, in terms of you wish you didn't know he didn't want to be here at times. Oh, nice ball. Nice ball to Haaland. Oh, lucky. Alvarez with a lovely reverse ball there to Haaland. And a good save as well. Oh, it's a very simple save to Haaland, actually. Foden's lovely there. Lovely jinking run from Foden out to Rodri. I can't wait for next season now, you know. I'm really feeling it. I think we forget sometimes as fans just how much quality we've got. You know, it's easy to get panic about new signings, but ultimately this is still a treble-winning Manchester City side, you know? They are the best team in Europe. And they're still the best team in Europe, even if Gundogan and Mahrez is gone. That's how I feel about it. Gundogan obviously a massive loss, but I suspect someone else will step up. Like the way that Ake stepped up, you know, for Cancelo. I think Foden will step up this season big time, and he can definitely replace some of the Gundogan magic. Oh. Thank you very much, Kid Nachos. Really appreciated. I wish it was every day. I've been away for a few days, but I try my best, mate. I really do appreciate that. Really nice football here, by the way. We had numbers in the box there, but the port's crossed straight into the keeper's arms. KDB not playing today by the looks of it. I know he's been training well, but he's not playing, yeah. Not in the kit today. Don't know what's wrong with Palmer. I think he might have a knock as well. But no Ake as well, apparently. Probably just precautionary. City pressing nicely from the front. So how's your week been anyway? Tell me everything what you've been up to, you know? What's having a highlight of your week? Let me know in the chat what you've been doing this weekend. You had a nice weekend? Anything exciting going on? Tell me your exciting weekend in the chat, you know? I can't wait for Stones this season. I feel like he's going to be absolutely immense. Like I know he was great last year, but another level good, I reckon. Alvarez couldn't quite get onto a Laporte's pass there. It was a nice run though. Vardy will obviously need a bit of time to at his best, but nah, he'll be in good shape, Carl. He'll come straight into the team, I reckon. Now you'll probably sit on the bench for a few games, you know. You moved to China, Jem. Oh, cool. That's very exciting. From where? Oh, lovely football between Foden and Alvarez there. Nice. 1-2 there. He couldn't quite get his shot off, but football was lovely. Then winning the ball back super quick as well. You want to see that. Meant to be partying in Rhodes in Fallaraki, watching this game in the sun. Now at Miserable Midlands watching. Now sat in Miserable Midlands watching this live chat. Why are you not in Fallaraki, mate? What happened? Oh, Band of Horses. I remember them, Colton. Don't know the Revivalists are, but I know the Band of Horses. Good songs. Good songs. Did you enjoy it? I'm from Lincolnshire to China. How come, Jem? Quite a lifestyle move, that. Oh, God, the wildfires. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I forgot about that. God, it's terrifying, isn't it? Sorry, my head was miles away then. Oh, it's so grim. All that. It's absolutely grim. It's terrifying as well. Does make you think, doesn't it? Well, how everything's going to be in 10 years or so. It's quite scary, actually, but I just hope everyone's going to be alright, you know. I know it sounds really a mundane thing to say, but I do mean it sincerely. Happened to one of my good friends, their home village in Spain, absolutely up in flames last year. Oh, enjoy it out there, Jem. Hope you have a lovely time out there. I've really, back to the football, I've been really impressed so far with the movement between, like, Haaland, Foden and Alvarez. There's, like, so much magic between them, you can tell. Like, Foden's at his best with those little link-up plays, isn't he, when he's close to the striker and he's affecting the game. Like, he's absolutely got the ability for that. Little 1-2s. I really like Foden drifting quite centrally as well. I don't know about the Walker captain thing, Paul, but I wouldn't be surprised if it helps helps his ego a little bit in a nice way. Like, the only thing is he knows he's probably not going to be, I don't know, there's no guarantee he's going to start when the season comes around. I don't think he's stupid enough to think that means he's going to play games regularly, but you can't not but help the pride that you're potentially going to be captain after winning the treble, you know? Because especially when your peers sort of go for it. He deserves it as well, you know? He's a world-class footballer. Thank you very much, Jen, for the support. Really appreciate it. This is very one-sided so far, by the way. City are up for it. We look physical and strong again, don't we? Like, there's a bit of trickery up front, but then there's a massive physicality at the back. Like, it's so hard. Like, it's just funny watching all the centre backs shut down any attacks. I can't, Harry. I'm so sorry, but you can catch it on recast in the link in the description below. It's worth a few quid you have to spend. Imaginary's been great, isn't it? I can't because my channel gets taken down, Harry. You know, it's copyright reasons, pal. I'm not willing to destroy my channel. I spent years building to show a preseason game. Good ball from Foden to Grealish. Grealish fighting Azpilicueta there. Azpilicueta getting a yellow there for constantly nibbling at Grealish. Just pinching him constantly, isn't he? He was like just kind of grabbing him and pinching him. You could tell like he was nipping at him like a little monkey. Going pinching. Yeah, he's made for Atletico, isn't he? Lovely turn from Phil. Oh! That footwork from Phil. I love that from Phil then. Grealish's cross is so close to Haaland's head. Could have been won that. Literally about inches away. They're always flirting with Grealish, aren't they? It's hard not to, I guess, to be fair. It feels like Foden's positioned on the right, but he's allowed... Foden's allowed to go central, isn't it? Oh, Haaland nearly bursting through. Ronaldo, I do remember that, yeah. Aspi on Grealish's back. Daniel, I really maintain this. There is no. I think the closest you'll find in terms of natural talent, as you implied, to KDB is probably Phil Foden in world football. Different players, but like he has the natural talent to be his own the replacement, his own take on it, of course. But yeah, Foden's the one, absolutely. What's going on here is a fight. Alvarez giving a free kick away at the end of the area. It's a friendliness, isn't it? You know what I mean? Why has Alvarez pushed him there? What are you doing, Alvarez? This is such good preparation, by the way, for the Arsenal game, isn't it? It's perfect. Bit of spicy game, isn't it, this? Cleared it well there. It's no. It's no currently. There we go. On the counter, Alvarez. He's done really well there, Alvarez. Absolutely brilliantly. Brilliant from Alvarez. Had a good game so far. Haaland was trying to pick out Foden, I think, at the back post, wasn't he? Just a corner, though. You did well to get the game going, actually, to be fair. I imagine you're right. Like, that pitch was a mess. It was absolutely waterlogged. Oh. Grealish picked out Laporte brilliantly from that cross. But he sort of like didn't know it was coming to him. Like, he looked a bit surprised. It's in the back of the net, but it won't count. Hello, Oppo. Oppo. Oh, Oppo. Hello. That won't count. Stones apparently fouled the keeper. He's barely even touched him. Keeper's just been a pussy. It's a great cross from Foden. You are FIFA, what, the essence of FIFA? Or the governing body of football? Played Phil. Phil's having a good game, isn't he? That's a foul on Haaland, surely. I love how needlessly physical it is. What a cross from Bernardo. Drilled it. City been the better side so far. What's everyone reckon? They're in behind it. Stones cleared it beautifully. What a pass from Phil to Jack. Absolutely. Oh, Jack, keep that in, mate. That's a brilliant pass. I think that was the pitch, to be fair. I want to see more Rico Lewis as an 8. I really enjoyed it in the last game. I thought it was excellent fun. Atletico growing into this, to be fair. Much better football. Grealish has done really well there. That's be quiet, man. Like he's pulled him back there and he's gone. Grealish was just too strong and too fast for him. He's just bullied you, Aspie. Get up, you little pussy. That was a yeller. That was a yeller, perhaps, after. Obviously, like I get why they don't want to send someone off in a friendly. I'm not sure if City even want to play against 10 men in a friendly either, because it's like you want match practice, you know, and it becomes a bit easier. I genuinely believe that's true. Pep wouldn't want to play against 10 men. So at that point, do you think the ref goes, just sub him off then? Also, that should have been to have Walker. That Stones should have played in Walker there. Phil's sort of playing King like central really. Like Walker's. I mean it's weird. Everyone's drifting out to the right, like Phil, Stones, Kyle. But basically, he's playing very like when we've defended, he's sort of out on the right, but he's going very through the middle. Oh, like then he received the ball, tried to play a free ball to Hall. It didn't happen. Fell to Alvarez, who got a shot away, but. He's been great, Phil, so far. You can just tell with Phil as well. Like, he's the kind of player, if you play him 90 minutes through the middle, he's going to affect the game or create a big chance or do have a moment of magic. He's that kind of player. He's a moment of magic player. But every game, you'll get it from him. Like, he's just too good not to. Oh, they should have scored there. Morata got a header, got stones from across. But it fell to Morata, thankfully, so... Yeah, he got... I mean, it's a good run, good cross. Stones was near here. It's just one of those things where... Like, you always think, like, not every chance is defendable, really. Like, it's such a myth in football. If it was... There'd never be any chances. It's just like, you can't be in two places at once. That cross was a little bit deeper, so it went past Stones. Like, you can't beat... You know, if he was on the other side of the play, if the cross was a bit shorter, he would have reached Morata. So, like, it's just... Yeah, one of those things where... You're just happy you missed. All you can ask if you defend is to be tight enough. If you're close to him, nearby him, there's not much you can do if he goes past them. Oh, what a ball. Oh, unlucky. Like to see it though, Phil. Lovely stuff. Phil, Bernardo, I think it was Bernardo, was it? Bernardo with a lovely ball to Phil Foden. Yeah, beautiful ball from Bernardo to Phil, who cut past the defender and dragged it wide. Yeah, he stepped round Sonku. They just passed the far post. I think he needed to kind of put a bit more through that and go for the near post. Grealish is fuming. He reckons, I think, Azpilicueta maybe handballed it. Foden is causing them a nightmare. Every time he gets picked up, like, he's always ahead of the air. He's always just behind their midfielders. Oh, Tash, I love it. It's brilliant. It's a really fun line, isn't it? Forward line. No, not at the sharpest either. That's the thing. Oh, Haaland nearly on the edge of that cross from Bernardo. Kovacic could do well, Carl, I agree. I think Bernardo's been good, by the way. Like, he's been much more involved going forward. Been a long half, hasn't it? This half an hour's gone slowly. Bernardo's staying Colton, I reckon. I think he knows it as well. I saw some quotes the other day, which I hadn't really seen, but someone shared them on a forum when he was talking about the reality of trying to move to Benfica, and he's aware that they won't be able to afford him unless he was to go on a free transfer. And he talks about how his contract to City will end at 31 years old, and that would be a good time to play for Benfica, you know. Like, and I think he's not. I think he'll stay and see out his contract. I genuinely think they will do, and I think he's sort of, you know, aware now that actually he needs to probably just see his contract out, play for the best manager in world football, and just crack on, and then leave to Benfica. That's a hell of a career, isn't it? He'll go back to Benfica at a good age. At 31 years old to go play for your boy club after winning it all at Man City. I think he's going to stay. And to be honest as well, at that point, when he will leave after like 8 years, he'll be a legend. And the thing is as well, I know he's like been pushing for a move, and a lot of people started to get frustrated by it, but he can manage that PR. You can always just be like, I love Manchester, I love Man City, but I do just crave being in warm weather and closer to home. It's nothing personal. I've loved it here. I love the fans, I love the club. Best part of times of my life, professionally. It's not hard to fix that PR thing. He will end up a legend, I reckon, if he goes after his contract runs out. Every time they cut to KDB and the fans go crazy. Rafinha's actually an interesting one, Legends King. Rafinha's better than people make him out to be. I do think he'd be good under Pep. Ooh, nearly from Rodri. He's at Mahrez, no, but he actually had a decent season at Barca. He's not going to happen for what it's worth. He won't sign Rafinha, I don't think. But he's a good player. I look, to be honest, anyone City brings in I sort of trust would be decent. We have a good hit rate. Oof. They should have scored there as well. Lamar couldn't quite get the ball under control. Laporte has to go, says Denny. I think Laporte's going to go. I think Vardy will get done. It feels like it's back to... I feel like basically something happened which pissed everyone off for a week or two. But now it's back to being like cordial again. It feels like a PR thing. Go on, Phil. Haaland's pass was sloppy there. It was neither to Bernardo or Alvarez. You're right, Phil. Good on, mate. I haven't really mentioned this much online because it felt... I didn't, Do you know when City won the treble? The City did their staff party after the parade, and I went to it. And I was walking to the entrance. The context is Phil has followed me on Twitter for years, since he was like 16. And I was walking to the entrance of the venue to get a drink because they had free drinks there with my mate Paul, who used to be on Big Horizon with me. And Phil walked in at that exact point with his missus, and he was like, and he put his arms, he was like, oh my God. He was like, Stephen, and he walked over to me and he went to his wife, do you know who this is? I loved it. He went, do you know who this is? This is Steve Company. He's a fucking legend. Been watching his videos for years. True story. And I wish I'd had that on video or something like that. But Phil's a top bloke. And I chatted to him for a little bit, and Phil's ace. And he's always so nice to me, Phil, every time he sees me. It does make me conscious that they're watching, though. They always think like, what we're gonna say, after full time and stuff. Are they gonna? You get them because you forget, right? They're just young lads. They got a long drive back on the coach sometimes. What do you think they do? They go on Twitter, don't they? They go on YouTube. Rafinha for Bernardo, absolute nonsense. No chance. Bernardo's twice the player Rafinha is. Nah, Pep's not letting Bernardo go. I think Pep said no. I think he's not going anywhere. I don't think Pep's shoehorning him in, Brian. I think he's playing Alvarez because he feels like he's ready for this game. Pep will never shoehorn anyone into the team. He'll play them if he thinks they're good enough and if he's got a reason to. He's Guardiola, He'd just play Kovacic instead, and play if he felt he wanted to. And play Foden more off as a right winger. Alvarez is a quality young player anyway, Brian, as well. Like he's developing in Pep. That's what these games are for. Played Rodri. These fans are so enthusiastic. They're cheering just basically anything, aren't they? Diaz trying to pick out Haaland, didn't quite come off. They've had a couple of good chances to let it go, so it's been pretty even overall. City been probably way more in control in terms of possession as you'd expect. But, you know, Atletico have had a little bit of joy in the counter. Oh, Haaland nearly picked out Alvarez with a header. Foden's definitely been our most dangerous player. What do you reckon in terms of changes? I think there'll be a little bit less in the second half. I reckon Pep will do that thing where he plays this team for another 10, 15 minutes maybe. Then after 60 minutes there'll be another 5, 6 changes and he'll kind of drip feed them on. Play Ruben. That was Stonesy actually. That was a lovely turn from Haaland there. From Witsel. On Witsel. From Haaland. He was about to go as well, wasn't he, Haaland? With that pace he's got. I wouldn't be surprised if he knocked it into space and went for it. I want to see him do more of that, you know. Just trust his pace a little bit. I know it sounds wild to say because he's Haaland. But just he's such a powerful runner. City could have a surprise, Colton. Like City on, I think City played the bargain market really well. When you think about it, they do like Akanji was a bargain, you know. Alvarez a bargain. Obviously, Gomez was only cheap. Didn't quite come off the way those two did, but they went for it with the bargains. Like City do Ortega, a free transfer. Like City like a little surprise kind of throwaway side. Even Kovacic, you know, 25 million. Like they like these days to look around the market and try and look for potential. Like Ferran Torres was another one. Obviously, once again, well, he was a success with the money we made for him, I guess. But City like to try the odd surprise signing here there for around 20 million, if not less. And I do think they'll be looking at something similar again this summer. They always are, because there's always a player that comes available towards the end when others have been moved on and so on. But we'll see. DS, I do think we'll sign Vardiol. Right winger, I'm not so sure. Like, we should sign a right winger, in my personal opinion. Like, I know we've got the young players, but look, if Pep decided he wanted to play Palmer and Bob regularly, I'd be buzzing because I like, you know, I want to see young players play. But at the same time, it is a drop off in quality potentially because Mahrez is, you know. Mahrez is a world-class level footballer, you know. Oh, Alvarez from 20-odd yards. I think we need the experience. I don't think you can lean on these young players for that long. I'd love Vardy at the City side, you know. I'm just thinking about him right now. There's rumours going around, according to Twitter, I was reading about it, like Leipzig want to get it done this week. And I actually think they do, and I think it probably will happen this week. I think there'll be a slight compromise. I got really reassured when the reports came through that Pep was like getting a bit impatient about it. Because Pep's the boss. And if Pep's like, just get it done, I think they'll cave in. I think he's really key to the system. Like, I think Pep would be like, this guy would make the system even better. And I actually think he would do as well. It'd be like signing another Stones, you know? Oh, lucky Phil. Honestly, he's a great player. I'd be happy if he came. He's a really good talent. But at the same time, he's like, would you not just... He is just another young player at 21. And like, I would like someone a bit more experience, personally. I apparently the I heard that the Vardiol thing, the leak came from Vardiol himself getting a bit giddy, saying it was done, and as a result, everyone was pointing fingers at each other, but Vardiol had to kind of own up and go, yeah, sorry, it was me. He got giddy because he's a 21-year-old lad, to be honest. Like, we forget, like, he's still young. Like, I know some of you guys will be a similar age, but I remember in hindsight now, like, 21, you're so young. Like, you make rash calls. Griezmann's through and goal there. But then Kyle Walker decided to turn up. Griezmann's a bit of a knob, but he's such a good footballer, isn't he, Griezmann? Walker's pace as he gets going there, it's still stupid, isn't it? It's not been a fascinating game, has it? Been a good test for City, but it's not been like... Hasn't been electric, you know? So what's everyone's thoughts so far? I wouldn't say it's been a cracking game. It's been alright, you know? Like, it's been some nice little bit moments from Phil in particular. Nice attempted 1-2 from Foden, but it's over. Half time. Full time, says Mohammed. Half time, mate. Yeah. So half time in Seoul, Manchester City against Atletico Madrid. It's 0-0. It's been an interesting game of football so far. City start probably the most dominant in terms of territorial possession and so on. City, of course, keeping the ball really nicely. There's been some encouraging signs where the forwards have got well, and there's been some really good link-up play, particularly from Alvarez, Haaland, Foden, Grealish. Some nice little 1-2s with Bernardo involved as well. It's been a decent half of football. It hasn't been, electric football, but Atletico Madrid, whether it's a friendly or not, Atletico Madrid, they've been dogged. They've been frustrated. They're so annoying to watch at times. Like, as you've collected, pinching Jack Grealish, and they're niggly, they are aggressive. It's what you'd expect Atletico Madrid to be like, to be honest. They're absolutely shameless in that way, but it does make for a good, pre-season test. You can't deny the fact that these players are going to learn an awful lot from this about their preparation for the season, and ultimately, I do think Pep wants that, He wants these players to be prepared, get ready for the season, and be ready for Arsenal next week, because that's going to be a tough game as well. This is a tough game. It has been a test so far. Atletico, they treat every single game, like it's an important game, and that to me is of value right now. And I think Guardiola will be looking at this thinking, where can we improve? but we're also learning at the same time from where we need to improve, because that's what Atletico do for you. It hasn't been our most creative game, but there's been some good moments. I would say Foden hasn't always come off what he's been trying to do, but there's very little space for him even in this friendly. But he has been lively. The little 1-2s, the little gives and goes have been close to being right. The formation has been interesting. It does feel very 4-4-2 at times. It doesn't fully work. I agree with Brian in the comments. I mean, I don't think it's a concern. I think Pep's just trying something with these players. But we know Guardiola will get it right, because Guardiola always does get it right if he's seen something. I don't think this will be the lineup for the first day of the season, in the Premier League season, but it's obviously a strong collection of players. That probably needs a little bit tweaking. I think Kovacic will probably be coming to this team a little bit more. No De Bruyne, of course, as well. De Bruyne will absolutely be there instead of Alvarez when the season kicks off. Maybe we'll see, Vardy, I'll potentially be there. But it's a good workout, basically. It's a good workout, and there's a lot we can learn from this Manchester City side. I think it's pretty fair to say, as Jay said, that we haven't got going down the right. There's nothing going down the right. Phil's drifting really central, and Kyle Walker, he offers pretty much nothing going forward, really. Unless he's played in on the overlap, Kyle's not going to create anything on himself, which is fine. He's not a creative player. He has the pace to get forward, but we've not gone down that side at all. It's all been very central, which is obviously something Manchester City are trying. I do think, we'll see it mixed up a tiny bit in the second half, and Pep will be looking at this thinking, look, you can see what does work and what doesn't. Defensively, we've not been too bad. They have, they have tested us a little bit, but they've made us work, for that clean sheet a little bit. A couple of moments where Morata in particular got on the end of a cross that Stones couldn't quite reach. Probably should have scored. City also, of course, had a goal disallowed. Stones deemed to have fouled Oblak. There's nothing in that at all. Absolute nonsense. I was watching the replay right now. Foden's cross come in. No, Oblak's just fallen over. And Rodri's goal disallowed. It's been alright. Conor Gallagher for Gundogan, Nico. Are you mad, mate? Conor Gallagher is just a road runner. Absolutely not, pal. No chance. Conor Gallagher just runs and runs and runs. Nowhere near Man City level. Gallagher's just energy. He's not nuance at all. He's a good player, Conor Gallagher, but no chance, mate. I don't think he's anywhere near Man City's level. Conor Gallagher will forever be Palace's best level player, but no, he's like Zaha that way, but he's not a Manchester. He's not a Gundogan. No chance. Yeah, Brian reckons Alvarez through the middle of Haaland can be a bit awkward. I sort of agree. I don't think he's a number 10. For what it's worth, I don't think he's a number 10 fully either. But I do think Pep's trying to learn, teach him some new things. And I actually think some of the link-up play, the passes to Haaland in particular, were quite nice, Alvarez is learning a new role, but he will be a striker. He's obviously the backup, but he's a smart footballer, and Pep was trying to utilise his brain, because he does obviously... He does occupy space really well, and he presses really well, and he's a winning runner. But we know Alvarez isn't going to be playing in that role if everyone's fit. He's not. But as a backup, he's more than good enough for... The way I see backups is would Alvarez be great against the top 5 in the Premier League there in that Haaland? Probably not. He'd work hard, but as a substitute, he'd probably be there instead. Against the bottom 10, 11 teams, absolutely fine. We'll get away with it. We'll work it. And that's what you use your backups, isn't it? You use them for those kind of moments, but probably not. This system isn't yet what I'd use against Arsenal, with these players. But the football has been nice, There was times where I'm just watching the highlights now where the 1-2s between Bernardo, Foden, Haaland, that led to the Alvarez chance. It's good football. It's good football. And we're forgetting just how good Atletico are. They are a horrible team to play against. The market will be interesting to see how we, react to Mahrez going and Vardy Allen. Will he come in or not? It'll be a very different Manchester City side, won't it? I mean, I did tweet out, let me know your verdict, and you look at this, Dan, if you're watching, mate, he says, Atletico haven't changed one bit since the quarterfinals year, that's for sure. I mean, look at that. It's everyone behind the ball. They're all behind the ball. They're all defensive. It's hard, especially in a pre-season game when it's hot and humid on a minging pitch. Foden's winning a lot of love there as well for you guys over on Twitter. Atletico ratty foul merchants. They're just a very infuriating team, but do you know what? I don't mind that. I sort of don't mind that because I think it's good for us. I genuinely believe it's good for us to learn this, and I think there's been some encouraging moments. DMC, wow, you are so negative, DMC. If KDB isn't 100% for Arsenal, we're losing at least 3-0. Are you forgetting we're treble winners, mate? We didn't beat Arsenal just because KDB was playing. We beat him because we're a better side. You know what I mean? BA, pal. BA, pal. We need to be patient, you know? Absolutely patient. How are we going to score against them then? Maybe with Foden, maybe with Haaland, you know. We've got a lot more players. Maybe Grealish. It wasn't just KDB scored against them. Alvarez can score, you know. Foden can score. Haaland can score. But I'll just score 2 against Real Madrid. We will be fine. We'll be fine. I felt this half we never right. Yeah, we didn't have a right winger this half. I absolutely agree. There's a very. I mean, it's fair. We could have just played Foden out there as a right winger. It's a new system they were trying. I mean, like, we have got right wingers. You know, Bernardo can play right wing. We saw it in the Champions League. Foden can play right wing. We've seen it a billion times. I don't know what Pep's trying, but maybe he's trying to make a point, you know. I think we need to be like understanding that Guardiola's probably trying to make a point. He's going to make a point. He's trying to make a point to the board to try and get him a right winger in. Because obviously we know they can play there. But I guess he's saying, look, Foden and Bernardo have to play centrally. I'm pretty like, how can someone be excited for this season? How could I be excited to watch the treble winners play again? It's a mystery, isn't it? It's a mystery, mate. Because every year we win something. It's as simple as that, you know. It's not hard to be excited to watch. If you find it hard to be excited for Manchester City, then you're in a pit of misery. You need to get out of it. I still think we'll sign play. I think Vardiol's coming in, absolutely. And I do think we're looking for a right winger. And we'll see if that happens or not. How do you know that, DMC? How do you know that Foden won't step up and score more goals, you know? How do you know like Bernardo won't step up and score more goals? Like Gundogan wasn't a goal scorer until we asked him to be. Like he wasn't a goal scorer for years, and all of a sudden he just stepped up randomly, added it to his game. Like we forget. I said during the game, like every year a player steps up. Like every year a player steps up. Like if someone said Ake was going to win the treble, Cancelo would be gone, people would have been fuming about that. But it happened. Ake stepped up, you know. When we needed a goal scorer at one point, Gundogan stepped up. If we need a goal scorer again, someone else will step up. Because do you know why it happens? It's because people sense an opportunity. And they sense that they're more important suddenly. And they raise their game. People always step up when you need them to. If you've got quality players, someone else will step up and score. I don't know what it is because I'm not a genius. But Guardiola and the players, you know, someone will score more. It might be that actually one of these young players actually gets in the game. And scores 7-8 goals this season for us. And Alvarez plays a bit more and scores a few more goals. Or that Foden starts to play more and scores more goals. Bernardo might just find the goal scoring streak because he's capable. Because Bernardo Silva bagged 2 against Real Madrid. If he plays further forward, he might start scoring more goals. It's possible. Like the idea that it's impossible is naive. Because Gundogan, you know, went from being an average goal scorer to randomly a great goal scorer one day. He wasn't always. You know, you got to look at Gundogan's stats. I'm going to bring up Gundogan's stats on screen right now. And it happened suddenly. It didn't happen. I mean, look at this. These Gundogan stats here. You know, Dortmund. He had 10 goals in 100 games. 1 goal every 10 games. Then he came to City. Look at that. I mean, look at his stats there in the Premier League. He had 2 goals in 31 league games the season before he decided to score 13. So he had... One season, he had 5 in 50. Then he had 17 in 46 the next after. He had a pretty average goal scoring record. 5, 6, 6. That's across all competitions there. Then randomly, he's decided to become a goal scorer. And he scored 11 last season and 10. It was the quality of the goals, not necessarily the amount of goals that we lost last season. You know, he scored 8 Premier League goals, 8 before that. Of course he can. Of course he can. Of course he can step up and score more, you know? Let me have a look at Bernardo Silva's record. Let me go and find Bernardo Silva. Like, can Bernardo suddenly score more goals? Here we go. Where's Bernardo? So Bernardo last season only scored 4. And 8 the season before that. Could he randomly score 15 to 20 goals this season? I absolutely believe that. And there's your 8 goal difference already. Like, basically, I don't know the answer, but what I do know What I do know is that Manchester City are too good to just write off or panic. Let's just see. And I'm willing to give them the benefit of hindsight. City do not sign someone for the sake of signing someone. Let's see. Kovacic might just score more. He just might do, you know? Look, I trust him. I think if Foden plays central, he'll score a whole bunch. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, we'll see. But the thing is, it's funny because, do you know what? Do you know what's really funny? I remember, Nico, I remember you moaning last summer and the summer before that. We won the league and we won the treble. But you don't come back and go, I was wrong. People don't. The negative ones, they never turn around and go, I was wrong. They never do that. They just moan and moan and moan and moan and moan and moan and moan. Every year is a moan. And they never say, there's never any humility to go, I was wrong. And that actually they were right and trusted the squad. Like, and that's what bugs me, you know, like, it's always the people that shout the loudest that never admit when they got it wrong. And that's what I would say. That's what I would say. Like, have a little bit of humility and see it out before for what it is, and trust Pep and trust this board. They won a treble. This is the golden era of Manchester City Football Club. And do you know what? If City get it wrong, and so what? I can admit it. You think we're done now, Nico, as well, pal? Like, you think we're done now, mate? Like, you can tell. I just don't get how anyone can watch these friendlies as well. Still not see a Manchester City side with loads of quality, you know. Loads of quality. That will get better. It will do. That's what I see. And I guess I'm just bored of saying it. Maybe it's an age thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a mentality thing. But, you know. It's a quality side that we've got. And they will do it. I trust them. I don't know. I just trust them. I trust them. I think we get in our own head. We get in our own head times as a fan base. Anyway, second half. Do we think we'll see a whole bunch of chances or not? Do we think we'll see an awful lot of changes? Thing is, I'm always accused of being overly positive. I don't think I am. I think I'm just realistic. I don't think we'll, for what it's worth, by the way, if Walker goes, I don't think we'll sign a replacement. I think we'll just trust the Kanji, Stones and Rico Lewis. And I think we'll sign Vardial. That would be, I don't think we need a Walker replacement if he goes, personally. That's how I feel. I think Rico Lewis, Kanji, Stones, that's enough. Pep's been saying as well, though, that we will make more signings. So I don't. People can moan about Pep saying that, but Pep's like, I think there'll be more changes coming in. Like, Pep's been really honest in press conferences. It's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. We were linked with Pavard. I don't think Pavard's going to happen, by the way. That's gone quiet a little bit. Like, I don't even think it's anything to do with the 90s either, mate, Unruly Mancuni. I appreciate your sentiment, but I think it's just more... Like, my view isn't based on the 90s right now. It's based on looking at the past 7 years under Guardiola, thinking, does that guy who's got a brilliant team... Like, we can say we don't trust the board, but the board have given the players to Guardiola, you know? They pulled out at the right time with players that have gone on to other clubs and been overpriced. Like Cucurella, like Fred, like Maguire... You know, these players, like, they would have done all right under Guardiola, but they said, no, you're not worth that much. And ultimately, they were right at the time, you know, and I don't know. Right, anyway, let's look at the second half. Let's see what it's going to be. It looks like Ortega's coming on. I will try... I'll try and update the lineup as I do it, but it's pretty hard to do this. Ortega's coming on. I think he's the only change, is he? Just Ortega coming on. As I was saying, as I thought it would be, basically, it looks like they're just going to do the whole thing where they keep the team pretty much the same. Yeah, I thought they might do this, where they'll keep the team sort of the same. And then change it after 15 minutes. Yeah. So just Ortega. Atletico just changing the keeper as well. Both teams are basically just... Right, we're underway. I will try and keep the team updated at the bottom, but it's just an awful lot of editing. Game is live in recast, by the way. Right, I want to see a little bit more creativity. Nice little link-up play immediately from Alvarez. Right. I think I've updated everything. I can't wait for the Arsenal game. Bring it on. Bad pass from Sernku. Laporte's cross. Ooh. Immediately all behind the ball, Atletico. Rodri back to Walker. Oh, nearly from Walker's back post header. Didn't quite find Haaland. I mean, the fans are... the fans are lively. South Korea. I love it. I miss... Seoul was incredible. I'd love to go back there with my family. Wonderful city. Let's go coming forward here. Griezmann's got the ball. Corner. We'll see the changes at 60 minutes, I reckon. And then it'll be like 4 or 5. And then a few more. Ortega with a big save off the line. That's a massive save of Ortega. Why, brother? Why would you be bothered, mate? It's a friendly. It's irrelevant. Might have been offside there, anyway. Massive save from Ortega. I get what you're saying, Nico, but I think you're presuming that that won't come from within. Also, I think you've really bigged up the goals and assists there for Morris. That's not a true stats, that. Last season, he had 15 goals and assists. In the Premier League. 80, I think it was 20 in all competitions. So not 28, which is a lot more. Gundogan, I'm not sure what that is, but it's definitely not 28 for Mahrez. At one point it might have been, but last season it wasn't. I think Gundogan was like 13 as well. So you've Nice, nice back heels here. Look, to be honest, Mara's going. I don't mind. I think it's Mara's would have gone next summer anyway. That's almost certain. He would have gone next summer, given the way things were going. And he wasn't really involved in our strongest team last season. I agree. We need to replace him. I just wonder if someone will step up. We will continue, indeed. I agreed, Steve-O. I just think what I think is likely is Alvarez scores. Grealish probably. I mean, Grealish probably does improve his contribution a little bit. Obviously, it scores more than he ever has done in his career, probably, because he's got told to get forward. Foden scores more. Bernardo probably pops up with more goals. One of the young players absolutely scores more goals if they play a bit more. Someone will have a season where they score 15, 20, because that's how it is. Randomly, someone just steps up. I don't know what the answer is because it's hard to predict, but it always happens. It'll probably be Bernardo. He'll probably go on a bit of a hot streak and score 15, 20 goals. Because that's how football works. He'll play further forward. De Bruyne might just score more than he did last season. You know what I mean? I can't predict it, but do I trust that they've got the quality to solve it somehow? Yeah. It might be that McAtee, Bob and Palmer of the old play get 5 goals each, regularly throughout the season. Then there's your makeup straight away. Oh! Kyle Walker just nearly scored the best goal of his career. Bernardo's reaction to that. 25-yarder half volley. Is he giving a corner for that ref? I don't know what. I mean, that's never a corner in a million years. Oh, no, it was a corner. Fair play, Soyuncu with a header. Unbelievable referee in that. Unbelievable head defending from Soyuncu. Our corners have been so bad, as always. Cancelo is definitely not getting a redemption arc. I don't think so at all. Strange things have happened in football. Anyway, here comes all the subs. Kovacic, Cancelo, Akanji, Gomez, Bob, McAtee, Phillips, Rico Lewis. Laporte's off. Grealish off. Bernardo. Walker. I presume Phillips is on for Rodri. Haaland off. I rated Lavia too, mate. Like, you're preaching to the converted there. So it looks like it's Cancelo. Trying to work out this team now. Kovacic and Phillips. Gomez at left back, is he? And Phillips and Kovacic and Lewis. Oh, James, mate. Oh, no. Should have been one. Should have been one. McAtee did really well in the end to pick out. So McAtee is a great run. Beautiful ball from Cancelo. He's just onside, maybe. Beautiful ball. Lovely footwork then to find Alvarez. And then Kovacic just blasted it over. Should have been 1-0. Beautiful ball. I think everyone's on now who's available, isn't it? Other than Peroni. That was great football, though. McAtee did really well, basically, because he sort of messed up the chance, but he did well then to get back. Get it back and create the chance again. Right, I think I've updated the team finally. It took me ages, this. Shouldn't have even bothered, you know what I mean? Bobby's on, isn't he? Yeah, he's playing right wing. I love that we got two sort of afros on the pitch. It's great. Right, there we go. I think... Yeah, he's 20 years old, Peroni. He's a good player as well. Yeah, Puma Kings, by the way, Kovacic. I fucking love a Puma King. Oscar Bob's great as well, Minty. Name and ability. Root for him. For every reason. That is quality, Oscar Bob. McAtee with a nice bit of footwork. Lovely footwork from McAtee there. I mean, he's unknown to you, Nico, but like, did you know Alvarez beforehand? Did you know Foden before he came through? Rico Lewis. I mean, a lot of people have been paying attention to Oscar Bob. You know, I heard him a billion times. I've been watching him for 4 years, so I mean, it's not unknown to me. I agree he's still a young player. It's a lot for him to say. I don't think he should be a first-team starter regularly, but part of the squad. Look, if you're good enough, you're good enough. Ultimately, the way I feel about young players is Pep will only use them if they're good in training. It's as simple as that. And if they're good in training, it means they're holding their own against treble winners. You know, so it means they're good. And that's it. It means they can handle it. I think it's as simple as that. It's absolutely as simple as that. I like Kovacic a lot. He's a baller. I mean, with Oscar Bob and people like him, you'd sort of... Struggle to find more of a pet winger from the market, genuinely. Oscar Bob or Cole Palmer, I really rate both. Oscar Bob a little bit more measured in his game. Cole Palmer a little bit more magic to his game. I mean, the two sides of a very similar coin. I don't know who has the highest ceiling. I honestly cannot answer you that question. I think both could be top quality wingers with a little bit of luck. That's my honest view. I don't think there's like a massive gap between them. Some people prefer the other player. That's fine. But I think Palmer's a more effective one-on-one dribbler. Oscar Bob might be a more considered part of the team unit, but then Palmer can do it as well. So and Bob can also dribble too, and he might not have showed it yet. It's a really hard question to answer because I think they're so similar. The one thing I do think though is like if McAtee hangs around, he has a goal in him, doesn't he, McAtee? Like, I think he does. He hangs around. Like he's got a late kind of run. Like Gundo has. We'll come back round, Brillo. And to be honest, mate, if we hadn't lost Jojo Junior, we wouldn't have got Rodri. So it worked out pretty nicely in the end, didn't it? The man won as a Champions League. Where everything happens for a reason. Jorginho's a good player, by the way. I like him a lot. But imagine if we not got Rodri. Oh, horrific. Good defending from Ruben, as always. From under pie. Half an hour left. Probably only ready Peroni to come on from the bench. Yeah, because it looks like De Bruyne, Palmer, and Ake aren't really involved today. Go on, Rico. I really like Rico Lewis as a midfielder. Rico Lewis is the closest thing I've seen to Bernardo in ages in a City shirt, in midfield. He's just so lively, so energetic. Technically excellent, smart, tenacious. Well, Nico, you say that about Kovacic, but let's see what Pep sees. Pep will only do it if he sees it. And if Pep sees it, well, I trust him over you, with all due respect, pal. If he doesn't offer it, and he won't play there. And I think if Pep sees it in training, he'll play him there. Simple as that. And Kovacic can pass. He absolutely can pass. He's been playing deeper for years, but like if you actually watch the Kovacic that broke through, if you actually watch the young Kovacic, he was such a good attacking playmaker. His game changed a little bit over the years, but I don't see the reason why he can't bring some of that back. Nice football here. Gomez looks way more comfortable in the City shirt at the moment, doesn't he? So anyone else notice that? Not saying he's been incredible or anything, but he just doesn't look nervous, which is nice. I guess that comes from familiarity as well to an extent. And of course, a good summer with Spain. Exactly, brother. You don't win what Kovacic has done in his career without being, a good passer. Kovacic tracking back. Oh, chance there. Just wide for Atletico. It always messes up the rhythm a little bit, doesn't it? We've been knocking it around pretty nicely, though. Poor ball from Diaz. Should have been 1-0 for them. Barrios shot saved by Ortega. It was Diaz's mistake. It was a poor ball to Phillips. Oh, 1-0 now anyway. Depay with a cracking goal. Rocketed in. Ortega just made a great save as well. That's a shame with Ortega because he's done really well there. Very nice save. It all came from a Ruben Diaz mistake, unfortunately. That's a hell of a strike from Depay. Oh, beautiful goal. Little 1-2. Yeah, 1-2 with Correa. And deservedly 1-0. Simeone's buzzing. Anyway, let's see if we can get back into it. Absolutely smacked it. It's a good goal. Bob's pulled back there. Tries to play Alvarez through. I agree with Brillo. I think we have been sharp this pre-season. And we've got more to come back as well, you know? Like KDB to come back will help. Obviously, Palmer and Ake not really... Palmer's not been involved in the last couple of games, unfortunately. I do think we'll sign Vardio. I do think we will. You can see the team shaping up for the start of the season anyway. It's going to be a good one. Oh, unlucky Rico. Rico with a shot from Bob's pass. Blocked. It's a nice pass from Bob. It's good defending there from Soyuncu. Gets forward really well, Rico Lewis, doesn't he? I don't think it can be known at full time. I know in the chat. It's unless they have the goal rescinded, mate. I think we can see the lineup anyway shaping. Like obviously, De Bruyne will be involved. I mean, the way I think we'll go into this season is like I think it'll be. I think Vardy will get done. I just think he will do. I think he will. I think he'll sort of drop into that left centre back role. I don't think we'll replace Walker if he goes. I think Vardy obviously as a replacement will be enough because Laporte might go as well, but I think they'll just stick with it. Oh, God. Diaz is having a bit of a stinker here, man. He's passing. And then Joao's not released the ball. Come on, Ruben, mate. Ruben. I mean, Vardy will be done this week. Probably before the Arsenal game. He's miles offside there, ref. Yeah, he is, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if you go into the season with a team of like Bernardo or Foden on the right. I think it'll be Foden on the right. With Grealish on the left, Haaland through the middle. De Bruyne ahead of probably Rodri and Bernardo. Kovacic, of course, playing every now and then. Ruben's out with his mum, Kathy, unfortunately. Yeah, I can't get him on the stream. My Ruben, that is. He's out. Gone for lunch. Yeah, and I think obviously we'll see then a defence. If Vardy comes in, I think we'll see him playing left centre back. I think Stones will be the right back. No, Kanji will be the right back. It'll be Stones and Diaz. Obviously with John Stones just pushing into midfield. Go on. Oh, Alvarez nearly through. Those fans are loud at that friendly. I've got to give them the credit. Absolutely. I think you've answered your own question, Brillo. He's never fit, is he, Dembele? He's a quality player, but he's just never fit. It's one of those where I wouldn't advise City going for him. Oh, Depay should have scored. Should be 2-0. Ortega with a big save and a counter. Kovacic misread that pass in behind Akanji, back to Depay. Yeah, defensively we've been a bit of a sham in this half. It's the classic second half of a friendly with all the changes, where the shape is a mess. Gomez done really well there, actually. McAtee on the ball. Kovacic is looking for some runners ahead of him. No one backs him back to Phillips, who brings it out wide to Cancelo. Who's just stepped over to nothing. Yeah, he is injury prone. Maybe they could do. I mean, as I was saying before I got distracted, brother. Like, I think the Bailey's. There's so many players that I wouldn't advise City to sign, but if they did sign, I'd be like, well, the quality of footballers. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, another world class goal. Carrasco with an absolute blinder. Beautiful goal again. Just a couple of moments of magic from Atleti, to be fair. Game's running away for us a little bit. Frustrating, but once again, I can't read too much into it. Lewis a bit soft there. It's gone past Diaz. It's a great goal from Carrasco, to be fair. Too much time to get his shot away. It's a great goal. So that's it. Pep out, eh? They've made far less changes than us, and we've made quite a few. So Yeah, their subs have been cracking for them, Depay and Carrasco. Absolutely, Bruno. We know how it works, mate. Okay. they did, Brian. Yeah, they did. Fair enough. Nothing to worry about. Defending is always shy in pre-season. It's the humidity and the tightness and like all the changes. There's not many things. Like we always can see chances in pre-season. I'm not too bothered. It's not worrying the slightest, mate, for me. Because if this is a game that mattered, it'd be a very different story. My expectations for this season, I think we'll probably win the league again. I think our experience and quality will count as always. We'll be right up there. We'll win another trophy. Don't know what it'll be, but yeah, I think there's too much quality there. I'm sort of relaxed. I've seen brilliance from City when I've least expected it, and so on. My expectation. Well, I'm gonna do obviously my preview for the season. It's hard because I want to do it when we complete the squad, but I think we'll win the league again. I think we will do. I think the quality that City have got is still too much for everyone else. Even if they've improved, I still think City's experience is a level above everyone else's, and I think everyone's scared of us. We'll see. I want to judge it a little bit closer. Probably after the Community Shield game. I don't rate Rice as much as you, Brillo, but we'll see. I don't think he's as good as you're saying he is. Like Van Dijk came in and became the best centre back, possibly the best centre back in world football for them. I don't think Rice is anywhere near the best defensive midfielder in world football. But we'll see, I guess. I mean, the timing of the friendly is irrelevant, DMC. It's still just a friendly, mate. I mean, look at this team right now on the pitch. It's full of kids, random players who probably won't be here next week. Cheeky out. Someone have to. Another Trevor would be wonderful, Dave. You know, I'll just take another Premier League, mate. Another Premier League, and I'd be absolutely buzzing. 4 in a row. Phillips gone for a long range. I actually think we'll start better than last year, where we were poor against the Community Shield, and we were poor to start the season. Go on, Oscar. Get on the ball, mate. Atletico, one of the toughest teams you can play in a preseason game. It's good. I like it, you know. Bit of adversity is a good thing. You do learn more. Oh, nice little footwork between McAtee and Bob there. Lesson learned, Brilla. Let's see. Like, I mean, the Community Shield game's gonna be fascinating because everyone thought the season was over. You know, when we lost it, everyone was panicking. We were rusty at the start of the season as well. Oh, lucky Kovacic. I'm more of an electric wingers guy person too. Like, I prefer Sane and Sterling than Grealish and Mahrez. I do. Like, I just prefer it. Pep's gone away from that. But I prefer wingers that beat people. It's just more fun for me. Like a bit of pace, beating your man. I know Mahrez can beat people too. But I can't deny it's effective and it works. And I can't deny that watching City win the treble was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. You know, so I will not complain in the slightest. Uh, Atletico look good for this, to be fair. I'm not sure with Calvin. He's been a different player, Calvin Phillips, to what I expected. Like, he just felt relentless and energetic at Leeds. Does anyone else remember a different Calvin Phillips to the one at City? Just like relentless and energetic and bustling, and he just feels slow. I don't know. Can't name one attribute Grealish has. All right, immense ball retention, great dribbler who doesn't lose the ball, carries the ball up the pitch loads. He's always involved in the attack, always involved in the attack. He does create chances as well. Look at the stats. The stats are all there. But if you're going for like basic stuff like Grealish is. Oh, go on. Go on, James. City working it quite nicely around the edge of the area here. Really nice ball from Phillips to Cancelo, but out for a corner. Go on, Ruben! There we go. Finally made up for his mistakes. It's a good header. Big Ruben with the big header. 2-1. Goal back. Finally, a good cross as well. Sergio Gomez. He's got a wicked left foot, to fair. A hell of a cross. Keeper probably should have kept it out. Good edit from Ruben Diaz. 2-1. Ruben with a big powerful header from the corner. Keeper maybe could have saved it, but 2-1. Ruben Diaz sort of making up for a really slow, like a slow game, to be honest. Not his best game today, you probably know that. Hence why he gets a goal. Ruben. God, I love Ruben Diaz, what a player. Yeah, McAtee does look good, doesn't he? I still think he wants to affect the game a bit more, but I think it's difficult when you're playing in these preseason games. I hope he hangs around. I hope he just hangs around and gets involved. I don't know if Pep wants him to hang around yet. We'll see. Oh, nearly to Rico Lewis from Joao. He's good career, isn't he? Let's go bursting forward. Could be 3-1 here. Nope. I mean, the Lavia stuff, Nico, we keep talking about it, and I know you're obsessed with Lavia. Trust me, mate, I was watching him way before you were, and I thought he was brilliant. I always thought he'd be a top-quality player. The fact of the matter is, he probably isn't as good as he is right now if he'd sat on the bench behind Rodri for a year. So he's sort of catch-22. Like, that year playing for Southampton, like, we don't know who he would be. Like he actually had... I'm going to be honest as well. I actually thought last season for the EDS, Lavia was a bit poor, like by his usual standards. But I watched him. And I didn't think he was as good as he was the season before. Maybe he stagnated a tiny bit or something like that, or maybe just he was waiting for his next move. But he did play a few preseason games, though, a few games for City, and I thought he was all right. He didn't show what he showed for Southampton. And he didn't look ready to me to like start playing regularly. But then he obviously was. But you don't know that until you get the games. And I do think he grasped his big chance for Hampton. But it wasn't a guarantee that he was going to be this good. And no one expects him to play 60 games a season. But I think the idea that it's like, how old's Lavia now? He is now... Lavia is 19 now. He was only 18 at the start of last season. The idea that he was going to be like this guaranteed backup for Rodri at 18 years old, and he's quite small still. Like, Pep wasn't... It's not realistic to do that. And at the time, signing an England international with loads of experience wasn't a bad idea. I would have loved to have kept Lavia. I agree he could have played. But he wasn't like a surefire. It's easy to say in hindsight. Like, Guardiola was not going to lean on an 18-year-old as a number 6. It's almost not fair. In fact, in isolation, to say, Pep, you got one of the best teams in world football, your backup for your most important position is a guy from the academy who's 18 years old. Everyone's saying that's insanity now with Palmer and Bob and so on. To be like, why not? Okay, do you not want a winger then, Nico? Do you not want a winger? Now Morris is gone because we've got Bob. Like, it's The difference is, it's easy to say that, but we're hypocritical. Like, we like some players more, but the logic's still the same. Anyway, like, it's done. It's what's done is done. We can moan about it all we want, but it's over. So, you know, we probably got it wrong. We did, but we're arguing for the sake of arguing. It's over anyway. There we go. 1-1. That was 1-1. Sorry, 2-1. I sort of wished it was 1-1 there. 2-1 to Atletico. It wasn't a great game of football. Thanks for joining me for the watching though. We saw some interesting moments. I don't mind losing a preseason game. I can't expect City to be perfect at every opportunity. I thought the first half was much better than the second half, but you would expect that. Plenty to learn and focus on, of course, ahead of the Community Shield game. I'll talk about that all, of course, in my match reaction, so I'll go live in about 10 minutes or so. For now, though, thank you for watching. City have lost 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. I'll see you in 10 minutes for the match reaction. Catch you there. In a bit. Bye-bye.